On Christmas Eve, my fork hung suspended in the warm candlelight as my father leaned across the polished mahogany table and asked with genuine warmth, "Olivia, I hope that $60,000 I sent has already helped you and Ethan build something beautiful together." The room froze. 60,000? My pulse thundered in my ears. What money? The clink of silverware stopped abruptly. The honey-glazed hem glistened untouched under the chandelier, while my mother's face drained to a ghostly white. Ethan, my husband of 3 years, suddenly became fascinated by the deep red wine swirling in his glass. Isabella, my stepsister, sat with her mouth slightly parted, her new diamond tennis bracelet catching the light like a guilty secret. 2 years. The realization crashed over me like icy water. They'd been lying to me for 2 long years. My name is Olivia Hayes. And, until that moment in our cozy New Jersey dining room, I believed I knew the people sharing this holiday meal. The air smelled of cinnamon and pine from the towering tree in the corner. But now it felt suffocating. My father, Thomas Hayes, continued speaking, his California tan contrasting sharply with the concern etching his features. "I've been thinking about it for months. Live. That's life-changing money for a young couple starting out. Grad school tuition, a down payment on a real house. I trusted your mom to make sure it went to you." The silence stretched, thick and unbearable. My mother, Sarah Bennett now, reached for her water with trembling fingers. Her husband Michael set his fork down with deliberate care, jaw tightening. But it was Ethan's hunched shoulders and reddening ears that cracked something deep inside me. "You knew?" I whispered, my voice steadier than I felt. "Olivia, sweetheart, this isn't the time," my mother finally said, her tone wavering like a frayed thread. "Family matters should stay private." Family matters? I stood so quickly my chair scraped loudly against the hardwood. "You stole $60,000 meant for my future and want to keep it private?" Michael jumped in defensively. "No one stole anything. The money supported family needs. Isabella's design program is just as vital." A bitter laugh escaped me. I worked 60-hour weeks as a registered nurse on night shifts while chasing my nurse practitioner degree part-time, surviving on instant noodles and sheer willpower. Meanwhile, Isabella flaunted photos from her Milan fashion internship, her new luxury SUV, and weekend escapes to the Hamptons. The pieces clicked with nauseating speed, the sudden kitchen remodel at Mom and Michael's Westchester home, the designer handbags my mother started carrying, the backyard oasis that appeared overnight. All while I skipped meals to afford textbooks and declined dream opportunities because loans were character building. Thomas's voice cut through the growing chaos. "Sarah, you did give Olivia the money, right?" Her ashen face told everything. I had no idea then how this single revelation would unravel 2 years of deception. But the rage building in my chest felt like the first spark of a fire that would consume everything false between us. Looking back, the warning signs had flickered like distant lightning I chose to ignore. Before Michael entered our lives, my mother and I shared a modest 2-bedroom apartment in Queens. Money was always tight after my father left for his tech startup in California. But love filled the gaps. We'd share microwave popcorn during movie nights while she brushed my hair and whispered that I could become anything. Her hugs felt like my whole world. Everything shifted when she met Michael at a pharmaceutical conference where she worked registration. Charming, successful. With a sprawling Westchester house and a daughter needing a mother's touch, he swept her off her feet in months. We packed our belongings into boxes, her eyes bright with hope. "This is our fresh start, Olivia. A real family." But from day one, I became the outsider. Isabella, 2 years younger, claimed the larger bedroom within Sip Bath. The garage spot for her car was reserved. Family photos on the mantel showcased Michael's past vacations and Isabella's childhood, while ours gathered dust in a forgotten hallway. At 18, financial expectations shifted. Family contributes, Michael would say.
Palm out for my target paycheck.
Isabella focused solely on studies, barely C average, while I worked 20 hours weekly yet graduated high school with honors. College exposed the cruelty. Accepted to NYU's pre-med track. My dream since childhood. There was suddenly no money. Loans build character, Michael claimed. Isabella attended Parsons School of Design with full tuition covered as an investment in creativity. I switched to nursing at a more affordable state college. When I asked for textbook money, my mother slipped me $20 with apologetic eyes. Things are tight. Honey, my engagement to Ethan felt like salvation. Finally, my own family, my priority. Mom promised wedding planning together. But bills revealed the same pattern. Isabella needed a new car for her boutique internship. Keep the wedding simple, small and intimate. My father, absent but trying, called after the engagement. I want to help.
Live.
I've spoken to your mother about setting aside funds for your future. Now I understood why Mom insisted on handling finances through her account to keep it simple. Why Ethan stayed understanding about skipping a honeymoon. He knew. The memories flooded. Mom's new kitchen renovation months after my wedding. Isabella's spontaneous Italy self-discovery summer. Michael's upgraded home office. Designer bags. Premium wines. Magazine-worthy landscaping. All funded by money meant for my tuition and home down payment. Nights I'd collapse after double shifts. Too exhausted to eat, while Ethan played video games. Skipping meals for lab supplies. Used textbooks with someone else's highlights. Declining grad programs due to costs. You're so strong, Olivia, Mom would say. Button my hunt.
You get that from me.
We survive. But I wasn't surviving. I was drowning while they glided on my sacrifices. They'd listen to my exhaustion at dinners. Nodded sympathetically. All while my money sat untouched in their accounts. The betrayal burned hotter with every recalled moment. Show me proof, I demanded, voice slicing through the erupting arguments. Thomas didn't hesitate. He pulled out his phone, swiping with practiced efficiency. I kept everything. Live emails, confirmations. The screen showed a bank transfer dated 2 years ago. 1 week after my wedding, $60,000 wired to Sarah Bennett's account. That's impossible, Ethan muttered without conviction. Thomas swiped further, revealing emails. One from my mother. Thomas. Olivia's been accepted to grad school. Tuition's high, and they're house hunting. I'll ensure she gets every penny. Another post-transfer. The money's being used wisely. Olivia will be grateful when it's time to tell her. Fabricated Columbia receipts for my non-existent enrollment surfaced, next, alongside payments traced to Isabella's Paris program. Forensic traces showed the $60,000 split, $30,000 to Isabella's education, $15,000 home renovation, $10,000 failed investment, $5,000 luxuries. Ethan's confession came haltingly in a neutral coffee shop later. 6 months after the wedding. Your mom approached me crying about Michael's business losses. Promised repayment. Guilt me about family unity. Sophie, wait. Isabella had blackmailed him over a hidden gambling issue. My mother had intercepted my father's emails for years, creating fake responses as me. Voice memos from my hardest days captured Isabella's smug threats. The betrayal felt physical, like theft of not just money, but my relationship with my father, my self-worth. We hired Marissa Clark, top financial fraud attorney in Manhattan. Her glass and steel office on the 40th floor intimidated, but her sharp mind reassured. Email fraud, forgery, Embezzlement. This is substantial. We built a timeline. Every shift logged. Loan recorded.
Opportunity declined.
A forgotten drunk recording from Isabella confessing to her friend sealed more. Olivia's so clueless. Her dad's money paid my whole Paris year. Mom's genius. Keep her working so she never questions. New York one-party consent made it legal. Dad's accountant traced everything. Subpoenas uncovered sloppy passwords and bragging texts. Ryan Ethan provided an affidavit for immunity. The web of lies was extensive yet fragile. We have enough to bury them, Marissa said after weeks. Criminal charges possible. Civil recovery certain. I wasn't done. A hidden recording of Michael discussing offshore asset hiding became my final card. The fight shifted from shock to calculated strategy. I moved into Dad's hotel, replaying memories in sleepless nights. But fury crystallized into purpose. They watched me suffer without guilt. Now justice would demand accountability. The conference room crackled with tension. On one side, me, Thomas, Marissa, and paralegal. Opposite, Sarah, Michael, Isabella, and their sweating attorney Gerald. This is blown out of proportion, Michael blustered. Marissa slid folders across. Wire transfer. Forged receipts. Bank dispersals. Explicit emails discussing the Olivia Fund for Isabella's expenses. I played Isabella's recorded confession. Her face strained. That's illegal, Marissa countered smoothly. One-party consent state. And Olivia was present. Ethan's affidavit detailed the approach. Blackmail.
And complicity.
Offshore accounts traced to $200,000 hidden assets via home Wi-Fi logs. Options: full restitution plus damages. Or criminal charges: fraud, forgery, embezzlement, blackmail. They requested time. 72 hours later. Gerald offered only the original $60,000. Insulting. I played another recording. Isabella's blackmail threat about my infertility struggles and marriage. Combined with fraud, it escalated to federal territory. Michael paled at exposed Cayman, Swiss, Singapore accounts. Sarah broke. What do you want? $85,000 restitution with interest and damages. Isabella drops design program immediately to avoid expulsion upon fraud exposure. Written confessions from all three detailing theft.
Lies.
Blackmail. No contact ever. Or release everything. Negotiation dragged. Confessions drafted word by word. Initial $20,000 within 48 hours. Balance in 30 days from asset liquidation. Thomas recorded the session for his lawyer, cutting Sarah from any future inheritance. As they left, Sarah paused tearfully. I loved you, Olivia. I just got lost. You made daily choices for 2 years, I replied coldly. Chose them over me. Live with it. The first payment hit my account surreal LY. Sophie's, Isabella's, Instagram imploded under anonymous tips about fraudulent funding. Michael's company investigated his embezzlement, suspending him. The house listed for sale. Ethan divorced quietly. I enrolled cash upfront in my dream NYU nurse practitioner program. Blocked all contact. Their world crumbled. Isabella selling phone cases at a mall. Sarah cleaning houses in Florida. Michael facing prison. The money represented validation. But true victory was reclaiming my future. 6 months later, I stood before my mirror adjusting my white coat on the first day of grad school at NYU. The dark circles had faded. Shoulders relaxed. Weight regained. I looked healthy. Free, finally myself. Thomas flew in. Over breakfast near campus. He slid an envelope across, a handwritten letter affirming pride in my strength, promising never to fail me again. We smiled. Not quite hugging yet, but enough. My thesis on financial abuse in family systems gained enthusiastic approval. Professors encouraged channeling lived experience into research. Friends like Sarah escaped abusive marriage, Marcus, foster care survivor, and Anna, disowned for career choice, formed my chosen family. One evening, a floored and numbered text arrived from Sarah, understanding her betrayal. Therapy. No expectation of forgiveness, just acknowledgement of stolen trust. I deleted and blocked it. Some bridges stay burned as swimming lessons. Richard, Michael, received 5 years federal prison plus millions restitution. Isabella's GoFundMe for him raised little, exposing more manipulation. I testified willingly. My supervisor, Dr. Chen, offered a research role at a family trauma clinic. Your experience teaches what textbooks can't. Graduation felt profound. Walking the stage, diploma in hand, I reflected. Family contributes. Sarah was right unintentionally. My real family, Thomas, Marissa, now friend. Classmates contributed to healing. The betrayers taught my strength. What never to become. Forcing self-salvation. The money freed me, but the real win was this wholeness. Somewhere, they live with consequences. Here, I soar. Betrayal taught survival. Now I thrive independently. What would you do facing family theft of your future? Forgive silently or fight for justice? The choice echoes long after the money returns.